Hi, my name is David Brown with Hawk Ridge Systems. I'm a training engineer, and in today's video we're going to take a look at the flex command. I've been working on this snare drum piece here. It's quite a bit of a complex assembly. And if we take a look at the bottom side of this where the drum is attached to the clamp section, I can see with this linkage that there's a piece up here that has a twist in it. And that's what we're going to take a look at today, is how to create that twist. If we look at the clamp section, as you can see, I've got I have a pattern of linkages here, and all I need to do is really create one of these, and then I placed it in the linkage holders with some rivets and the other linkage piece here, and then I patterned that around. Okay, let's take a look at that part here. Basically all I've done with this, I'll go ahead and roll this up here. We'll take a look at this in more detail. I just started this piece with a rectangular section view here and created a sheet metal part. I added some fillets on there, and I created a sketched bend to bend the end of it down. And then I added some holes. And the next feature that I put in here was a sketch. And I'll go ahead and turn on my Real View graphics, turn that off actually. And if we look at this sketch, I placed this on this face so that I could use these endpoints of this construction line to control the placement of trim planes within the flex tool. Now you may not have the flex tool on your command manager, but I'd like to use my command search tool up here. I typed in the word flex, and when I search for that, I can initialize that command right from here. So I'll go ahead and start that. And as we go down through the command manager, or the property manager of this, first thing for me to do is choose the bodies that will be applied to the flex command. So I'll choose that from my graphics window. And I'll choose the type of flex that I want. In this instance, I want a twisting flex. And I want this flex to be 90 degrees. Now if you look at what's going on in my graphics window here, I have two trim planes, trim plane 1 and trim plane 2. These flags can identify those. And then there's a triad. These planes are actually in relation to this triad. Okay, and what I want to do is I want to be able to locate and control those planes with that sketch that I put in there. Whatever happens between these two trim planes is the area or the region of the body that's going to be twisted. So I'll go ahead and select trim plane 1, and I'll choose that endpoint. And then trim plane 2, and I'll choose the other endpoint for that. And as you can see, the body is beginning to twist, but there's some different angles in here. And if we go to down to the bottom of the property manager for the flex tool, we can see that there's several different boxes. There's some origins that I can put in here for setting up the triad, and that's basically where the planes, the trim planes, are being guided from that. So if we change different values in here, we can see that the triad will move. I'm going to specify a 0 position, X and Y and Z, for that triad. And then at the angle on the bottom, we can see that if I change this to 0, watch what happens to the trim planes when I hit enter. See, those trim planes are folded back based on the y-axis. And what I want them to do is I want them to be in a position in my model so that they're at 90 degrees to that. Okay, so I'll go ahead and put 90 degrees in here for the y orientation. And now I can see that my preview is actually twisting that around, right around that region, 90 degrees with relationship to the triad origin. Okay, now I'm done entering information for this. I click OK, and I can see that I have the necessary twist in my part. I'll go ahead and suppress this for now, and I'll just roll back my bar to the bottom of the tree. And what I further did to this is I added this boss extrusion for the rubber piece at the end and some fillets that help define that. And if I zoom up to the top here, I can see that I have two individual bodies within my multi-body environment in my sheet metal tool. All right. Okay, we'll return to my main assembly here. and we can see that everything is working just the way it should. All right. Again, this is David Brown from Hawkridge Systems, and today's video we looked at the Flex tool. Hope you enjoyed that video. Please subscribe to Hawkridge Systems YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.